We tend to cling more towards the sequels to the really badass movies that came out because like Terminator wasn't like, we talked about this before, but Terminator wasn't like my first, but Terminator 2 was my first and all that. And I was really addicted to that. I remember having toys to that movie, which is like...
Well, think about it.
Yeah.
This was the era where toys got made for rated R films.
Yeah.
Right? And those toys kids bought. Those toys weren't geared towards fucking adults, adult collectors like today.
They were like the bullshit toys that they sell for $7.
They had missile launchers. They had, headbutt action. Yeah. They had vehicles that had like 12 fucking guns on them. It's like... I collected the Kenner Predator and the Kenner Alien figures, and there was like the Mantis one that was all green and shit. Yeah. And then there was the Clan Leader, which was my favorite. And then they re-released them nowadays with like these crazy sculpts and these sweet accessories. Yeah. But back then, it's like hair whip action, Mantis slash action, headbutt action. My dad didn't buy that fucking toy. No. I did. Because I fucking love Predator.
You cried for that toy. You weep tears to have that toy. I loved
Predator. And I did the same thing for the T2 toys. Mm-hmm. There was a Schwarzenegger that had the front of him could pop off. Mm-hmm. And you could see the endoskeleton. And I remember he wore a gray tank top. And like,
did he have like the
boots.
metal claw arm or something?
Yeah,
like that?
And there was the metal claw arm one.
Yeah, too. I had that one.
I think that maybe that was the same one. Yeah. And then you could have interchangeable arms. Mm-hmm. I was like, man,
stuff they didn't do in the movie, but it was a pretty cool toy.
It was a fucking robot. Yeah, we're done. And I remember the front of the Schwarzenegger could just pop right the fuck off. Yeah, and I was like, oh, there's an endoskeleton under it. And I remember I had I wanted the normal Arnie because that one came with like the minigun, and I was like, I need this fucking minigun. So all through the night, like I had my RoboCop toys. Now I loved the first RoboCop film, but it came out in '89, right? So I was like 5. Yeah. And when I got older, I realized that I liked it even more. Mm-hmm. But the toys weren't really out by the time I realized I liked it because I was watching RoboCop 1, and RoboCop 2 because they, in like 95 and 94. So then I was old enough to want the toys, but they were hard as fuck to get. The RoboCop ones were by that time for me anyways. Yeah. But I loved RoboCop, so I had a RoboCop toy. I had the Ed 209 toy. I had almost all those Terminators, and I had the Kenner Predators, and I even had the Ripley figure, one of them. I had just a shitload of toys. Mm-hmm. And all of those movies were rated R. They were phenomenal action films that gave children nightmares that had made toys off of things that gave nightmares, and all of us thought it was dope. Yeah. You know what I mean? Nowadays, every toy that comes from a rated R film is like a niche audience that's only for, adult collectors. Yeah. No kid's going to be, except for Deadpool, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe. Kids are going to want Deadpool, but no kid's going to walk in.
It's a cool looking toy.
Yeah. But no kid's going to walk into Toys R Us and be like, do you have the engineers from Prometheus with fucking punch android across the screen action? That
was weird because
none of that shit exists.
When I was a kid, for kids. I was obsessed with Independence Day, and I had the action figures for I had a Will Smith action figure from Independence Day.
I had all the aliens.
Yeah. I didn't have a single alien because the aliens scared the shit out of me. Yeah. They scared me. But I had the plane, I had the jet. The fighter jet, and I had the alien ship.
Oh, that's
so
a lot.
I had those two.
I had Will Smith.
Yeah, I had Will Smith, and I had Jeff Goldblum because I wanted the two. Remember? So I had a fucking engineer.
Sweet. So did they have the fucking? Yeah, they came with fucking floppy disks.
Yes, I remember trying to play those games and I couldn't understand them.
They came with hard disks. So I'm like, oh wow, it's like the plot because they give the computer virus to the fuck it.
These toys are coming with computer viruses.
And I'm just like, yeah.